Hi everyone, it's Leslie. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if it's your first time, welcome. I don't need to tell you what this video is going to be about because you obviously clicked on it because you saw the title. But today we're going to be reviewing the Maybelline. We're going to be reviewing the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation and the matching concealer. So in a few moments I'm going to show you a demo of how it worked on covering up my face, and as always I will do an all-day test for you to see how this foundation and concealer performs. So I saw these in Boots and it had the big flashing new sign, so I was like, yay, a new product for me to review for you. So the main feature for me, I think, was that apart from the fact that it said new, is that it is a hydrating foundation that gives an all-day flawless coverage. Now I've been drawn to hydrating foundations recently because we've been having really cold weather. I just want something that will keep my skin hydrated throughout the day. So let's go through the claims. So this is a bit of a special foundation according to Maybelline. Basically, this is supposed to improve the appearance of your skin within 3 weeks. Yeah, so I picked up this foundation for $8.99 and the concealer was $5.99. My oven's going off, so I have to switch it off. Hold on. Whew. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Yes. So I got this in the shade Golden. There are 8 shades in total, and I do think that a lot of the shades in this foundation are have a very pink undertone, that it was quite difficult for me. I tend to go for more yellowish undertones, but this was the closest one I thought that would match my skin. There were 2 shades in the concealer and I got it in medium. I'm wearing it on my face now and I would say that it is a semi-matte finish. On the bottle it says it's suitable for normal skin. At the moment I would say, apart from my acne prone skin, I'd probably say that I have normal skin at the moment. I'm not very oily, I don't have any dry patches, so yeah, I'd go with normal. This foundation also has a really high SPF of 20, so we'll be testing that in a bit. Word of warning, obviously in the demo you will be seeing my face without any coverage whatsoever, but yeah, try and look past it. Anyway, let's get to the demo. Cue music. Can I just stay like this? This is the aftermath of my recent acne episode, and as you can see it's not very pretty, so I'm not gonna babble on with my face looking like this. I have to say I was a little bit nervous about trying Maybelline foundations. This is the first time I'm going to use it. Okay, so let's get on with it, and I'm going to give it a little shake. Ooh. Okay, so shall we start with one pump? And it's quite a thick consistency. And I'm just using my Real Techniques buffing brush. It looks quite pinky. Let's see. And this is supposed to be a full coverage foundation that is supposed to last all day. The colour's not too bad actually. It's not far off from my skin tone, but we'll see if it oxidizes. Blemishes up here. Okay, so this is my face with that one pump, and I only have a little bit left. I didn't do too bad with the colour matching, did I? Hopefully you can see the difference. I can feel it on my face, but it doesn't feel very heavy at all. So I'm going to do another pump for the other side. So this is my face with 1 layer of the foundation on, and I used 2 pumps in total. So now onto the concealer. It's quite a thick concealer and I don't think you're going to need much of it, so I'm just going to use this small fluffy brush, and this is Sigma's E25. Just going to load a bit onto my brush. covered it up quite nicely. Quite nice, isn't it? Right, now I have a red, I think this is a broken capillary. I think this is what it is. I need to check. But I have this red mark here that is quite difficult to conceal, and this is how I test how good my concealers are, if they can cover this quite instantly. And it's passed the test, it's covered it up nicely. Very impressed with this concealer. So I've done all my concealing, and I'm quite impressed by the concealer actually. It's managed to cover up the discolorations on my face, and that, which side is it? That red mark that I have on my face, covered it up instantly. So I was impressed by that, and it feels quite natural. So pretty pleased that I got a good colour match from it. I'm just touching my face now, and it does feel a little bit sticky, like it hasn't dried yet, but I haven't put any powder on top or anything. And when I touch it, I can see a bit of shine come off on my fingers. It's not a very heavy foundation because it feels quite light on the skin. It's quite easy to blend too, but overall, so far so good. So I've just finished the rest of my face, put a bit of bronzer, blusher. I felt like I had to set the foundation and the concealer with a setting powder. Something really weird happened actually. I was putting the setting powder on, and I noticed that that red mark that the concealer covered so well had come through again. So I put another layer of concealer on top and then gently dusted it with setting powder, and it was like it was still coming through, like the concealer was disappearing. That's quite annoying obviously, because you want your concealer to last longer than 2 minutes. I can actually see my scars poking through again. I've kind of changed my views now about the concealer. As a foundation, it performed quite well. It's supposed to improve your skin within 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. So I'm going to do an all-day test and see how the foundation wears. Hopefully it will stay on for a good few hours. So as always, I'll be testing whether the colour stays true, how long the coverage lasts, and in general just to see if my skin stays flawless throughout the day. So I shall see you back then. Bye! Hi, good evening. So it's been 7 hours since I put the foundation on. As you may already have spotted, my face is looking a little bit oily, well, oilier than usual. So that's my first point. My skin is definitely a lot oilier than usual. Okay, so let's talk about the foundation first. This foundation is definitely a light to medium coverage. After I put on one layer, you can still see my dark scars peeping through, as well as a few marks that I'm familiar with on my face. I say the foundation is a semi-matte finish. So despite the oiliness on my face, I'd have to say the foundation has held up pretty well throughout the day. I haven't touched up at all or put any powder on top. But when I looked in the mirror, the makeup was still in place, which is a good thing. So I have to say the shade range for this foundation is quite limited. There's 8 shades in total, and I chose the second to darkest shade, and I'm not that dark, so this foundation is catered definitely towards those with the lighter skin tones. My skin isn't very oily at the moment, and I did feel like I had to set this foundation with a powder, and as I've worn it throughout the day, as you can see, my face is looking a little bit oily. I don't have any dry patches at the moment, but it is a hydrating foundation, so if you have dry skin, maybe give this a try. Okay, so on to the concealer. I did mention it earlier how the concealer just sunk into my skin and disappeared. It covered my blemishes at first, but then somehow just disappeared, and all my scars and my red marks started coming through. So the concealer was a little bit of a letdown. It might just work better as a under eye concealer as opposed to a blemish concealer. Okay, so it also does say that the foundation is a non-transfer one. So as promised, I will do a transfer test for you. So here is the tissue. I'm kind of guessing that my makeup will come off on this because I'm so greasy, but let's see. Right. It's not actually that bad. Okay, so I hope you can see it's not actually that bad. The makeup didn't come off, hardly came off on the tissue at all. So that's just my lipstick. I know it's really hard to see, but take it from me, hardly any foundation has come off on this at all. So yes, thumbs up for the transfer test. So that is my review. I hope it was helpful. If you have tried the foundation or the concealer, let me know what you think. Let me know if it worked for you and if you found the same pros and cons as I did. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! So a little somebody wanted to say goodnight to you all. Say goodnight, friends on YouTube.
Good night, friends on YouTube.
Good night, everyone. In today's video, I'm going to share my homemade face mask with you using really affordable ingredients.